Mike and Shondell, 35 by 20,000, doing an amazing job. And you know that people are doing well when their people are getting recognized. So you guys went district last month. Annette, did you guys go district? Yeah, you guys went district. Annette went district. You know, Matt and Mia, you guys were putting in numbers as well. So just, that's leadership, right? It's not just your success, it's the success of the people under you. So give it up for Shondell and Mike.
Alright, so building into November. November is one of the biggest months of the year. So if you guys haven't set your goals already, set your goals. It's going to be a big month. So I was really excited that we were able to do well in October, and that's transitioned over into the month. So I believe on our team, Annette did 3 by 3,200. Then we had Matt and Mia, they did about 2 by 2,400. Anita and Daniel did 1 by 1,900. So a lot of producers, and obviously Xander contributed as well. Josh contributed as well to our numbers. So a lot of people producing. We had a lot of new people come in with their field training bonus as well to bring in sales. So what you want to do is focus on team goals. When you have team goals, like we did 35 by 20,000 of production. It's not a one person thing, right? So camaraderie is key. You gotta, number one, make sure everybody knows everybody on your team, right? You don't want little pockets of people that are like at home, they don't know who anybody else is. So number one, you want to make sure people are coming to the office. You're recruiting local people. They're not only on Zoom. They can come to Saturday training. They can meet each other, right? Talk to your team about their goals, not your goals, their goals. What do they want to accomplish? How are they going to achieve it, right? What activity do they need to do to hit those goals, and then help them, right? All I was doing all month was working with my team, right? What appointments can we get on, right? Breathe belief into them. Everyone's new in this industry. They didn't come into the business knowing how to talk to people, how to do presentations, right? How to prospect, how to make a phone call. Those are all very nerve-wracking things for people. So you have to breathe belief into them. Teach them what they need to know. Work through it with them. Go through the tough times. People saying no, laugh about it, right? Encourage your team to do the things that they need to do. And then they start to get confident. And then they start to do some of these things on their own, and then you can be super proud of them, right? Promotions in motion. So Samir talked about that. Mike and I have been talking about making sure that we're focusing on promoting a new district leader every single month. Now, it hasn't been every single month, but we've been doing a lot better than we have been in the past. Yeah. So with that, promotions drive production. Promotions drive recruiting. It drives activity. People, like Annette was like, I gotta get promoted. Right? Up to the last day, we were like, all right, we got to get this recruit, we got to get this sale to make it happen. So work with that. And then the field training bonus. So if someone's not licensed, talk to them about the field training bonus, right? Every time you get a recruit, every time you get 1,000 in premium, you'll get $200. So work for that. Because again, like we kind of explained a little bit earlier, the bonus might pay a lot more than what you would get paid on a commission as an agent. When you come in and you're at 25%, if you're not fully independent, you might have to split your sale with your trainer. You might make less. So work with your teammates and take them out in the field and then work on getting a big bonus, right? People can get $1,000 bonus. Matt, how much of a bonus did you guys get? 800, right? Coming in and you just have to sit and watch presentations. We do all the work for you. We meet with your recruits. We build your team. You just got to get licensed and listen. You can get an amazing bonus. And then training new field trainers. So again, I'm excited about our team and what we're doing and where we're going. I mean, just getting on appointments with Anita and Daniel, right? Watching, they have 2 lying here, right? We have Matt and Mia. He has Trocan. Other people that they're working with. So getting on appointments, they're watching me, taking notes, learning what to do with their new teammates, right? Annette is in here. We got Pete. So it's like the duplication factor is happening, and I'm watching it, and it's exciting, and they're excited, and they have goals, right? So you want to be training new field trainers as well. Next, so consistent activity. So in order to hit these goals, you got to keep the main thing, right? There's only two big ideas or aspects that you got to be thinking about every single day. First is how many people do you have invited to the op meeting, right? And we have ops on Wednesday and Saturday. And then how many appointments do we have this week? That's all you really got to be talking to your team about. How many people do you have invited? How many appointments do we have set up? So what areas can you be tracking? Your personal numbers. Yes, when you have a team, that's great, but you also want to make sure you're leading from the front. You don't want to be like, hey, you guys do this, you do this, you do this. You're not a boss, right? You want to make sure you're leading from the front, so you got to do your personal numbers. So make sure you're tracking your own appointments, your own personal guests that you have invited to the meeting. Then you have new independent teammates working, and then trainees. Next. So you always want to have a list and a pipeline that you're working on, right? I don't know how many times I ask these guys. I'm like, hey, okay, who are you following up with? What's their names? Because when you start working with a team, I'm not going to remember everybody. But if you know that you have to have a list personally that you're following up with, then you duplicate that through your team. And now I'm like, okay, cool. Who are these people? When are we going to see them again? What policies do they have? Can we get them now? No, it might be next month. But always be working on a pipeline and having a list that you're going through every day, every week. So how do you kind of keep focused throughout your days to accomplish this activity of these goals? You have to do something called block scheduling, right? When somebody gets into business for themselves, you don't necessarily have a boss telling you, hey, you got to clock in, I said check in, clock in 9 a.m., you clock out 5 p.m., right? Everyone kind of knows that when you go to a job, someone's telling you what to do, but when you get into business, it's like, oh, you got all the freedom in the world. People are like, oh, I can do this whenever, I can do that whenever. That doesn't work. You got to make sure you have set times where you're going to do specific activity throughout your day. So these are things that I do. If someone's not full-time in the business and you have another job, you just got to figure out what times throughout your day, even if it's just an hour, 30 minutes, where you can get this activity in. But this is kind of what I do. So in the mornings, I do pending business and reaching out to my team. So I reach out to every single teammate, if I can, like they're my direct. Like I recruited them directly, because I want to build that relationship. Next, I'm going to check on all my pending business. So what's pending business? When you write an insurance sale or you get a client, you have to make sure all the underwriting is getting done. Is there any paperwork that needs to be sent in? Right, all of that. So I try to do that in the morning, get it all taken care of. And then you want to make sure you have your recruiting activity. So for the longest time of my career here, Shaq always said, get your recruiting activity done first thing in the morning if you can, right? So we would block off, like when we were in the office making calls, because now everyone's on Zoom and doing their own thing at home, we would be in the office and I would literally not pick up any incoming calls. I would only be making outgoing calls. From 9 to 12, like Jen knows this. That's what we would do. And you just call until you get your appointment set, your people invited to the op. So that's prospecting activity. If you're not like making calls, let's say from resumes, or you're not calling new recruits lists, you might be out and about prospecting. For a period of time, if I wasn't making calls, I'd go out and about. I'd be at the mall for a couple hours, just prospecting, right? And then the rest of the day is premium focused. So you can't just only focus on recruiting activity, you also have to focus on premium activity. When I started in the business, I would just prospect all day. You're like, woo, building my team, prospect all day. But do I make any money from getting a new recruit? No. So you got to start setting time to make sure that you're doing premium focused activity, appointment setting activity. So throughout the afternoon times, I can call people, set up training appointments. Maybe I'm calling referrals to set up appointments for them. And then when am I actually doing the appointments? It's in the evenings, right? 5 to 10 p.m. So field training. That's where you should be getting a majority of your premium. In the business, yes, you want to be getting referrals, but the best way to build and duplicate is through field training. And then you have referral appointments as well. So that's pretty much some of the things that I do, what I focus on. Anybody have any questions? Straightforward. All right, thanks guys.